Welcome to Salt Lake City. It's the Big 12 on ESPN and the opener of a conference series tonight. The number 21 Oklahoma State Cowgirls get set to open a three-game set against the Utah Utes here at Dumke Family Softball Stadium. With Laurel Simmons, Chris Sylvester, our entire crew. And, well, Utah, after spending its first two conference weekends on the road, they finally get a home conference series and hoping to sustain the momentum from Tuesday's dominant win over Weber State. They hit 4 home runs.
Yeah, and I think they had some unfinished business. They had the highest high with Arizona State, the lowest low with Kansas, and they had some unfinished business, and it was great to see the bats come out.
It is Oklahoma State's first ever trip here to Salt Lake City, and they feature one of the top pitchers in the country, Ruby Malin, who transferred in from Washington at the start of last season. She dazzled a week ago, threw a perfect game against BYU.
And I'm predicting this will be a very quick game. When you see these elite arms, the batters have to get out quick or the pitchers will win.
At 6 strikeouts, 15 up, 15 down, Oklahoma State would go on to take 2 of 3 from the Cougars last weekend in Stillwater. Haley Mastretti will get the starting nod for Utah tonight in the opener of this series. She's 4th best in the Big 12 in earned run average. This Utah pitching staff, the 2nd best ERA in the conference.
And they really are pitching by committee right now, and it really helps when you don't have to lean on just one arm. And hopefully for Mastretti, she'll be able to come out and get her balance early in the game.
Utah hoping to make another statement here at home this weekend. Game 1 between the 21st ranked Cowgirls and the Utes coming up on the other side from Salt Lake City. Here in the Beehive State, just about ready for the series opener. Number 21 Oklahoma State and the Utah Utes. Cowgirls took care of business on the way to Salt Lake City, went to Tulsa and beat the Golden Hurricane 10-7 on Wednesday night. This offense is hitting well right now coming into this series. Rosie Davis, you see what she's done over her last 10 games. A power surge, 6 home runs, hitting .400 during that stretch. And Haley Mastretti will try and keep those bats in check this weekend.
Yeah, and it's no secret that the Cowgirls can hit. It's just a matter of keeping them at bay and off balance, and that will be the goal of the Utes today.
We'll see what Mastretti has put together in a terrific sophomore season. Shelby Jones has also been A reliable arm for this Utah pitching staff, ranking second in the Big 12 in earned run average. Former teammate of yours, Amy Hogue, leading Utah. Kenny Gajewski, the former national champion baseball player at Oklahoma in his 11th season leading this Cowgirls program. Last year, fourth place finishers in the Big 12, lost in the Arkansas Regional, but before that, they went to 5 straight Women's College World Series.
5 straight. That is absolutely incredible. He obviously has a system and a standard, and both coaches remind me a lot of each other. They are keeping their kids accountable, and they'll take accountability themselves. And it was a lot of fun to talk to both coaches this week about what their projection is. And Coach G wants the entire conference to be as good as possible. That's a real goal of all of them, and he was so excited to come out to Utah and make this trip.
First ever trip for the Cowgirls here to Dumke Family Softball Stadium. They last visited the state of Utah a couple years ago when they played the BYU Cougars in Provo. We'll step aside as Mastretti heats up and gets ready to face the Cowgirls. First pitch coming up next. Nice crowd here in Salt Lake City. Number 21 Oklahoma State and Utah is set to lift the lid off a 3-game Big 12 series. Utah continuing this 4-game homestand. They beat Weber State here 13-0 on Tuesday. There's the Utes head coach Amy Hogue. We had a nice conversation with her last night, and she's hoping home field advantage can play a big part of this 3-game set for Utah.
Yes, for those of you who have not seen this field, it is the largest around in the U.S., and teams have to decide how they're going to play it on defense.
Spacious ballpark, a lot of extra base hits. And we're underway with ball 1 to Tia Warsop, starting left fielder. Checks in with a .352 batting average. A junior from England. Takes a called strike from Mastretti.
And it's all about these, obviously that leadoff hitter wants the Mastretti to pitch as many pitches as possible to only help the bench be ready for what they're going to face. And the more pitches they can see, the more they'll see what she's going to go to.
The bouncing ball handled by Sion Noli, and she steps on the bag for the weekend's first out.
That's a huge confidence play over there for Noli. Just this past week, there were a few little funny plays over there that hurt, and when you can come up on such a big game, and that's what Coach Hogue had hoped for. She said at times her young team can get up for the big games a little easier than sometimes the non-conference midweek games, and so very good job there.
Utah opened the Big 12 schedule with a dominant 3-game sweep in Tempe over Arizona State, but lost 2 of 3 last weekend in Lawrence, and finally getting some Big 12 home games here this weekend.
Yes, and Utah hopes it's a home field advantage. I heard a term from Coach Hogue this past week I'd never heard before, but this experience for new teams is she calls it the blender. And basically, you know, you've got the altitude, you've got the large field, and sometimes the defense just has to decide where they're going to be. And sometimes they look good, and other times it's like, why do we have that huge gap out there? So it'll be a lot of fun to see what the Cowgirls come up with when they get out there on defense.
Rosie Davis hits it hard into left field. She's the first base runner of the game. We showed you what Davis had put together over her last 10, and stays hot here with a 1-out single in Oklahoma State's half of the first.
And again, these hitters are talking to the next batters. They're filling everybody in. They're writing down charts. All of this preparation is predetermined.
1 on, 1 out for Carly Godwin, who takes a called strike. Godwin, the junior, getting her first career start at second base tonight.
From what we understand, she has played almost 150 games at first, and so it'll be interesting how she leads that side of the field today. A lot of leaders out there today. We talked a lot about the freshmen with Oklahoma State, but we see a lot of upperclassmen, just a couple of freshmen out there today.
Mastretti has worked in front of Godwin at 0-2. The pitch misses off the outside. It's Christina Drum calling the balls and strikes for the opener of this series.
And there's no question that the Cowgirls have a lot of speed over there on their side, and it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with it.
Now, Oklahoma State on the season, 56 stolen bases. They've only been caught stealing 7 times all year.
It's a tale of two teams when it comes to that.
Haley Mastretti still in front of Godwin here as it's lofted into the shallow outfield. Shanti Posse, the shortstop, with a nice running catch. And there are 2 outs.
And that's very common where you see that center fielder way out, and there's no way they can make it there. But it was a good job by a Utah shortstop Posse to run that down.
So 2 away. Here's Claire Tim hitting out of the the cleanup spot rather for Oklahoma State. And 3 hits last weekend to the BYU series. Cowgirls took 2 of 3 from the Cougars after losing 2 of 3 to UCF.
Yes, and I think, according to Coach Gajewski, you wonder sometimes if you overschedule your team and they just get tired at a certain point in this season, where he was excited to get that reset and really excited to get out here to Utah. It's a fun, easy place to travel, 10 minutes to the hotel, walking to everything downtown. You could even hop on the train to come up to the game, and it'd drop you off right at the field.
Talking to Kenny, he was looking forward to the rare opportunity at a direct flight. They went from Tulsa to Salt Lake City yesterday morning. Usually coming from Stillwater, there's a couple of stops involved, but it was an easy trip for the Cowgirls. 2-1 here on Claire Tim. And she bounces it foul 2-2.
We don't talk about the travel enough, probably what it's like, but for some of these teams, it's planes, trains, and automobiles to get to their destination just based on where they are and where they need to go.
Claire Tim, her 159th game in an Oklahoma State uniform tonight. 4th year with the program. She swings and misses at strike 3, and Mastretti finishes off a scoreless top half of the first with her first strikeout of the game. Nothing doing for the Cowgirls. Utah coming up next.
Hi, I'm Andy, and I'm an underachiever.
Hi, Andy.
One day you wake up, and you realize I'm not growing. I'm not doing anything.
Well, Andy, you know whose fault that is, right? It's Gavin's. If Gavin had gone to America First Credit Union, Andy, you could be growing in a high-yield certificate right now.
Get your money working with amazing certificate rates at America First.
As a Great Clip Salon stylist, I love giving customers the look they want. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details, so it's one less thing for you to worry about. And when I see that confidence at the end of the cut, That's everything to me.
As a stylist, I know it can be hard to find time for a haircut. With the Great Clips app, you can put your name on the list from anywhere and head to the salon when it's time for your cut. A great haircut plus more time for what you love. That's Great Clips.
Towering above the University of Utah campus are the stunning Wasatch Mountains. They serve as inspiration for the towering breakthroughs that happen on campus. Like a thought-controlled prosthetic hand that can feel and move, or using metallurgy to manufacture a titanium alloy and 3D printing to lower costs. It's the impact of a culture of collaboration and innovation, and of a university that is always climbing.
Home half of the first as the Utah Utes come to bat in the opener of this 3-game series. Mia Gomez leads off and leads the Utes in a good chunk of their offensive categories. The outstanding freshman, if she can reach base safely in this game, would set a new program record with 34 consecutive games on base. Kennedy Proctor, who homered on Tuesday, bats second, and Danica Wilson, another freshman, bats third. They will face the senior Ruby Malin out of Omaha, Nebraska, 2 years at Washington. This is her second season at Oklahoma State and the second time she'll take the circle here in Salt Lake City. Back in 2024, her final season at Washington, she lost a game here, 4 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs. In a game the Utes won 5-4 over the Huskies. Now in her second year as a Cowgirl, she has become one of the best pitchers in the country.
Yeah, she is such a storyline for this program, and it's worth mentioning that Utah, you know, being in the Pac-12, has seen her a lot, the upperclassmen, and she definitely, though, not only according to Coach Hogue, but also according to Coach Gajewski, she has just really improved her pitching and gotten extremely serious about it, and she hasn't even come close to where she's going to go.
Gomez off the end of her bat into shallow right center field, and it's dropped by Godwin. So her first career start at second base, tested immediately, and unable to haul it in off the bat of Gomez as Godwin is charged with an error.
Yeah, that was a tough break for the Cowgirls, and again, it's just it's a new spot there for her, and also this field, you just sometimes don't realize how far you can run out there before you'll see an outfielder.
Kennedy Proctor, first ball swinging, 6-3 double play. And that's why they call it a pitcher's best friend.
Yes, a pitcher's best friend, and that just pumps up a pitcher so much when you have that feeling that one got away from you, and then you produce that and see such a beautiful play there. Nice hustle by Proctor, but there was just not going to be enough time.
Aubrey Jones took it herself to the bag at second and tossed on to Lexi McDonald to complete the twin killing. So 2 outs, bases empty, and here's the freshman Danica Wilson, starting center fielder for the Utes. Off to a terrific start to begin her college career. .375 batting average, 6 homers, 29 RBIs.
And Utah's making some good contact. Ruby is known for her strikeouts too. And it's usually not them just standing watching, it's them going after one of her. You know, it's such a game and a duel when the pitcher's, you know, just trying to guess what's going to be hard for that batter. And she has a lot of strikeouts.
1-2 here on Wilson, who's hit safely in 7 straight games. Hit a home run in Lawrence against the Kansas Jayhawks last weekend. Two and two.
And you'll see these pitches from just totally extreme pitches from the rise ball that they're really spinning out of their hand, and it looks like a huge pitch and goes up out of the zone. And then that drop ball that you feel like you need to get out a pitching wedge to hit anything there. It drops off so well.
And Amy Hogue was telling us that Utah did practice with some golf clubs earlier in the week to be prepared for these tough two-strike pitches from Ruby Malin.
Yes, and sometimes coaches do what you don't understand from the general public standpoint, but sometimes it just takes the edge off your kids and kind of makes them relax and have fun, and then maybe they'll think about how that swing feels different when they get in there and what they're going to have to do to put it in better play than just a little dribbler that they barely get a hold of on that drop ball.
Wilson has worked the full count here and swings and misses the off-speed pitch. Malin wraps up her first inning just as Haley Mastretti did with a strikeout. No score after one. Regular season here on the softball diamond. Texas Tech, the preseason favorite, defending Big 12 champ, atop the league standings with an 8-1 record. Baylor at 5-1 through their first 6 games. Kansas at 5-2. Then Arizona and Utah in the middle of the pack, along with Oklahoma State, trying to get back to 500 in Big 12 league play here this evening in Salt Lake City.
Feels like most of the conference is in the middle of the pack. It's a slugfest in the conference right now, and these next couple of weeks we'll see some separation, I think, with some of these programs.
Utah hoping for another ranked series victory. When Arizona State was in the top 25, the Utes went to Tempe and put up 35 runs across those 3 games to open up the Big 12 with 3 straight wins.
Yeah, that was just such a great momentum charge for them, and keeping with that feeling is what Utah wants.
Amanda Hassler will reach base safely here to open the top of the second.
That pitch looked like it just skimmed her on the elbow there. It probably looked like more of a strike than it really was. And those are the ones you want back as a pitcher, because again, this Cowgirl lineup, they can run, and it'll be interesting to see, especially with this lefty up where it's a little harder to see, what they'll do.
Hassler with 5 stolen bases on the season as Lexi McDonald bats. McDonald, the senior from Silo in Oklahoma. Her first home run of the season last weekend at home against BYU.
And it's no surprise here early in this game, just trying to push that runner over to second. Even though this game has become such a big ball hitting game, you still do see these bunted over early in the game or way late in the game to just try to manufacture that run.
That is just off the outside edge, ball 2.
And what you want to do as a pitcher is just not get too frustrated in this situation. I think that Mistretti's feeling like that's really close. It's right in the river between that outside part of the plate and the batter's box, and she felt like she wanted that one.
Hassler's running, a perfect throw down from Kennedy Proctor, and that's the first out of the inning. What a dart from behind the dish from the sophomore catcher.
And that is so hard as a catcher as you're watching the pitch come in, and then you have that lefty hitter that's usually crowding the plate just kind of right in your face, knowing that the steal is on, and it's just hard to get away from that batter so you can actually make a throw.
So that quickly erases the leadoff hit by pitch.
And we know with these two teams, runs will be scored, and it's interesting to see how many innings we can go with that not happening. I think with every inning, Utah's, who a bit of a younger team, at least that's out there right now, will gain more and more confidence as the game goes on. If they can, Mistretti wasn't happy on that some of those, calls or where she felt like it should be, and it's nice to feel like you're being backed up there by your defense.
2-2 here on McDonald. And it's upstairs, full count. Audrey Schneidmiller, the catcher, on deck. Oklahoma State, the preseason pick to finish third in the Big 12 behind Arizona and Texas Tech. Arizona has handed Texas Tech its only Big 12 loss to this point. That is off the outside, a one-out walk.
And again, those free rides, something to mention with this less than 2 down situation for those that are tuning in for the first time on this field. You'll see the runners even try to figure out if we see something in the gap, they'll be trying to figure out how far they can push it here around these bases.
1 on, 1 out for Schneidmiller, the fifth-year senior from Burleson, Texas. And she loops one into shallow left field for a base hit. Right off the end of her bat, able to find some green grass in front of Reese Lee in left field. And Oklahoma State has 2 on with 1 out.
Those hits that have hit that grass gap, we used to call this the communication drill. Those are really kind of weird spins and almost like change-ups out there. And you just think they're going to keep coming, and then they don't.
Put some traffic on the bases for the freshman shortstop Aubrey Jones, who swung out of her shoot tops at the first one from Mistretti.
And I think it goes without saying, any one of these batters can go yard, if you will, and this is where those runners that are on base get dangerous in this situation.
1 ball, 1 strike on Jones. Shortstop hitting .329. Her older sister, Jaden Jones, a member of the team, not in the starting lineup today. She taps that one foul off of her lower half. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That would be a lot of fun as a parent to just finally just go to one field. Just right off that toe. Even with all of the gear that they wear, it still hurts.
Yeah, and it still finds a way to
just
get around the gear. It almost looked like it hit the part of the cleat that's not covered up by the protective lower shin guard there.
Yeah, they all have their own philosophy of what they want to wear, and then you'll just see someone that goes up with nothing.
Sometimes no batting gloves either.
Yeah.
Another 1-2 pitch, and it's tapped foul behind home plate.
And this is where the coaches want to see that quality at bat, that they really take advantage of every pitch and take that pitch that, that they can really get in the gap or do something special with.
Into right field, Crank makes the catch. They'll have him at the corners as McDonald takes third on out number 2. So two gone. And Gabby Castillo, the true freshman center fielder, who's got 9 hits across her first 21 Oklahoma State at-bats, will try and cash in the first run of the game here with 2 outs.
And it'll be interesting to see if the Cowgirls go here on this and just try to manufacture a run.
That's over the outside corner for a called strike. Busy week here on the Utah campus. Utah baseball opening a 3-game Big 12 set across the way at America First Ballpark against K-State tonight, about half an hour from now. There's a called strike. Proctor with a delayed throw down to second. And no chance to get Schneidmiller, who swipes the bag and takes away the force out up the middle.
And that's no surprise that they went after that in that situation. It's really valuable when you're trying to score runs to get both runners in scoring position. And you're just trying to tote that line as a pitcher where it's just not, it's good enough for a strike or for them to go for it. And I actually liked seeing that, even though it wasn't close, that throw down, at least they're throwing it down and threatening.
Right back to Mastretti. And Oklahoma State unable to capitalize despite coming through with a couple base runners here in the top of the second.
I like the state in general. Like, this is the only visit I went on, and I just knew, like, this was my first one, and I was like, yeah, I don't think anything can top this. Like, I don't want to go on another visit to, like, see. I like the state in general. Like, this is the only visit I went on, and I just knew, like, this was my first one, and I was like, yeah, I don't think anything can top this. Like, I don't want to go on another visit to, like, see other things. I mean, I love the state. It's beautiful. Coach A made it really easy for me to make that decision. And, like, the culture, I loved how close-knit the girls were.
Utah's starting shortstop Shanti Pasi due up second here in the home half of the second. Her 3rd season with the program and brings a lot of fun energy and swagger for this group. She's even coined a move, the Shanti Shimmy.
Oh yeah, and that comes out on the doubles, singles, triples that you see, and she just seems like she's just having a really good time and really turned into a great leader. And what coach wouldn't want a commitment after the first visit?
It's Kayla Lyon out of the cleanup spot, facing Ruby Mayland. Utah watched Mia Gomez reach on an error to open the home half of the first, but that was quickly erased when Kennedy Proctor bounced into a double play ball. Ruby Mayland struck out Danica Wilson to end the frame. Lyon, the second-year Ute after 2 years at California Baptist, near her hometown of Corona in Southern California.
And she's just come in and really been so versatile at third catch. When you get that time behind the plate, it's kind of unusual that she's been able to slide behind there, and it just reminds you what that's like back there, and I would think it would help your batting too.
She rolls the 2-1 to Rosie Davis, who snaps the throw across and records the first out here in the bottom of the second.
Such great defense on the corner, just no question. And that's not always a given anymore with how you see these defenses change and such an emphasis on hitting. You don't always see those perfect plays out there.
The aforementioned Shanti Posse bats for the first time tonight. Enjoying a nice junior campaign, .393 batting average, 4 doubles, 5 homers, 17 batted in. As Posse hits it hard, but right to Rosie Davis, 2 outs.
And again, no question over there. You can just see how solid she is, like she was born at third. And when it goes the opposite direction for a third baseman, it creates basically a nightmare over there when there's bobbles and when something gets past a third, you're usually scoring. And so when you have that solid player there, it's feels good, especially when you're pitching, you know.
Malin misses with ball 1 to Peyton Crank. Another freshman in Amy Hoag's starting 9. The Phoenix native, .330 batting average on the year, 3 homers, 23 RBIs.
Last week we were talking about her successes in high school, which many college players had that, but she was able to put a lot of home runs in the column. We were talking about that, and then she hit a home run.
Outside corner. And location is everything for a pitcher like Ruby Malin, who can paint the corners with the best of them at this level.
Yeah, especially when you're used to the balls and strikes being called a little tighter in high school. And then I remember someone painting the corner and thinking, man, I felt like that was at my shoestrings. And now it's a strike, I guess, now in college. And you have to define that out, where that zone's going to be for the pitcher and the hitters.
That's off the outside, 3-1.
And sometimes what they're not giving early in the game, if you keep working at it as a catcher, they will give you at the end of the game where it really matters. And I think, you know, Peyton is a hitter for a living, you know. She just loves that, and these freshmen don't always know what they know, you know, don't know. So they seem really relaxed up there.
A full count here. And Crank a little late on that swing, able to get a piece of it, fouling it back.
Well, and you never know, because I don't have a gun up here to see how fast these pitchers are going, but you don't know if it's like rosters in basketball where they say they're shorter than they really are. Coach G said, you know, she can pitch it right around 70, and she's 6 feet tall, and that can feel like it's pretty much like 10 feet away from you, just mentally, just coming at you. So she complements the other pitchers on the staff quite a bit because they're completely different.
So Crank on board with the 2-out walk. It'll draw a visit from Carrie Eberly Parker, the second-year pitching coach, former Big 12 Pitcher of the Year with Oklahoma State back in 2021.
And this staff came out of the program. So
that's a very much a homegrown staff for Kenny Gajewski.
Besides one, and Coach G was excited to say, hey, I've got younger coaches, I've got a coach that I pretty much was born with me, to line up with me. I've got the perfect balance of age, male, female, and it seems like they've got a great thing going.
Sion Noli swings at the first pitch. It's deflected by Davis, and the throw from Jones is wide. It pulls McDonald off the bag. Utah extends the inning. They've got 2 on with 2 out, and Reese Lee coming up.
That was going to be on the highlight reel right there. The deflection off third base, coming into the shortstop, and really was doing a good job to still have a chance on it because it was such a hard hit ball.
They'll charge Oklahoma State with the second Cowgirl error here in the first 2 innings. First one was not all that costly. Can Utah make the Cowgirls pay here with 2 on and 2 out? The error charged to Aubrey Jones on the wild throw that took McDonald off of first base.
And this is the time that, you know, defense has to just settle down and back up Ruby there on this next situation that occurs. And, you know, you're looking at the hitter like they can really be a hero here.
Reese Lee with 2 hits across her first 16 at-bats this season. The junior from Queen Creek in Arizona had 2 walks and a run scored in the Kansas series last weekend. 2-2.
And Reese has a lot of experience, and I'm sure she's seen Ruby more than obviously the freshman, and lefty on lefty sometimes is a little easier as a hitter, some might say.
Depends on who you ask.
Yes.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner. A bit of a delay in the strike 3 call from Christina Drum, but the inning comes to an end. Utah, they leave 2 on base, just as the Cowgirls did in the top half of the frame. Big City, the opener of a 3-game Big 12 softball series, number 21 Oklahoma State. And the Utah Utes scoreless after 2 innings. And to nobody's surprise with this pitching matchup between Oklahoma State's Ruby Malin and Utah's Haley Mistretti.
Yes, it's probably as scripted, and it's just going to be a matter of one of these teams breaking out. They both have great hitters.
Mistretti begins the top of the 3rd with a close miss to Tia Warsop. Top 3rd of the batting order scheduled for the Cowgirls. Warsop, Davis, and Godwin will face Mistretti for a 2nd time tonight. 2 hits first time through the order for the Cowgirls, but Nothing to show for it in the run column. They've left 3 on base through the first 2 frames.
Yes, and Utah doesn't want to get into that habit of the base runners being left. They've never had a problem getting base runners on, but, you know, former struggles from years of old, they did, and so it'd be nice to see that be shaken off for Utah. And here we have that again. First pitch that she pitched was an off speed and really close and didn't get it for a strike, and you know, the catcher's asking and all those things, and that's just trying to sort out where do I need to be. And that was that same pitch, a little different location, but off speed, and that's really, no one's really completely shutting out the Cowgirls. They are hitters, and it's just trying to keep them off balance.
A lot of very tough hitters to strike out in this starting lineup for Kenny Gajewski. Warsop has only struck out 12 times in over 100 plate appearances this year. As she sends a sky-high pop-up into foul territory, and this one will reach the seats.
It's been fun for those tuning in to the West Coast in a mountain town. We're usually coming out of hibernation and saying, oh, softball and baseball have started. We're freezing. Well, guess what? It was 92 degrees this week, and we're having a really early spring.
Line shot, gloved by Noli. And she was positioned perfectly, just a step from the bag at first base, and snares it for the first out.
That was almost identical to the last at-bat, and no question she's getting around. And it's just a game of inches and slight adjustments, and a couple of feet over, and that ball's sitting in the corner of right field.
One out, here's Rosie Davis, who singled her only time, one of 2 hits for Oklahoma State against Haley Mastretti in this game. Davis able to stretch her hitting streak to 7 games with the first inning base hit. The 150th of her Cowgirl career. Strike 2.
And she's a big out here for Utah. Tough out. She's had a lot of success this year with the long ball and otherwise.
Davis, the junior from Readyville, Tennessee, a freshman All-American 2 years ago. First team All-Big 12 last season. And takes ball 2 from Haley Mastretti.
You find out when you get into this conference play, and every game's tough, and every pitch, every out is tough.
Lyon has it and throws out her opposite number, Rosie Davis, 2 away. So one third baseman throws out the other. 2 outs with the bases empty for Carly Godwin.
If she doesn't go get that and short hop herself, that ball's taking her over, and so good job by Lyon going and getting that one.
Godwin popped out her only time. The junior from Lake Waccamaw in North Carolina. Big time power, 23 career home runs. 2-0.
One of the upperclassmen, they've had a lot of success. These upperclassmen have seen a lot of success.
It was so strange to watch Oklahoma State exit in the regional round of the postseason last year after 5 straight trips to Oklahoma City in the Women's College World Series. Just 4-5 here to begin Big 12 play, but Kenny Gajewski is hoping this weekend can be a turning point for his club.
And these coaches just, you know, they can have a dream about a certain thing or a certain feeling, or if we do this, we'll get this. And you could tell when we talk to him, they're constantly making adjustments and tweaking things. And it's a little frustration on the hitter because there's a feeling that the calls was a little late, you know, holding her back to the full count.
That one's off the glove of Lyon into left field. A 2-out hit for Godwin, the third for Oklahoma State.
Great effort by Lyon. There's not a lot of time there when a ball comes off that fast. She would have been lucky to knock it down. It would have been tough to get up and throw her out there.
So Oklahoma State, they've had at least one base runner in the first 3 innings here. And it gives Claire Tim an opportunity after she struck out against Mastretti back in the first. First ball swinging, she laces it to left center.
And this is that
throw to second. Not in time.
Oh,
bang, bang play. And immediately, Haley White is urging Amy Hogue to challenge the safe call at second base. Well, for now, it's a Claire Tim double.
And this is a new thing. You haven't always been able to challenge, and you can't just challenge throughout the game anytime you want. You only have a certain amount of challenges, 2. And then I think if it's past near the end of the game, they can decide, the umpires can decide. And I mean, I'm the last person that wants the game to be slowed down, but with the technology that we have, and we still could even get faster and better technology, and we will, but why not get the play right?
I agree.
Instead of leaving something to chance.
Especially in games like this that have such high stakes. It was Danica Wilson who made a perfect throw to Haley White at second base, and very tough to tell from that angle. It was as if Claire Tim's cleat got to the bag the same time White applied the tag.
Well, and also when you're standing behind like that and you're sweeping that tag as they teach, you don't know if that toe kind of got ahead of it, and the umpire should have a pretty good view of that, and it happened so fast. But I think the coaches too don't have the angles, and so they listen to coaches that are maybe out there on closer to first, or even the players, should we do this? But it has to be undisputable, so it feels like there could be 2 truths in there sometimes, and it goes different than what the team that's challenging wants it to go.
This has a chance to be a big moment on a night where you figure runs are going to be at a premium, with 2 of the top arms and the Big 12 squaring off. Back-to-back 2-out hits for Oklahoma State. And hoping Amanda Hassler gets an opportunity here if the call on the field is not overturned.
And Danica did such a good job. This goes back to the home field advantage. You know, forget about trying to throw it to home, and forget about throwing at home and trying to have an overthrow. She goes right to second, knowing that they'd be trying to take the bag, and I just feel like that toe might have snuck in, or it's not going to be, you know, definitive, at least from what we're seeing. I have heard from sources that the umpires have more cameras. They're not calling New York, but they have more cameras than what we're looking at. So
I think last time we did a series together, you were lobbying for there to be a replay center somewhere else.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Phone New York like they do in most professional sports.
Yep. Or you can call some of the parents that are out there watching, or some dads that have already made the call from their living room.
All right, after review. Yeah, just not enough conclusive evidence to show that the tag was applied before Claire Tim slid in there. So the double will stand. And all of a sudden, this becomes Oklahoma State's best opportunity tonight to scratch across a run.
And it was a great challenge. Close, of course, and at the very least, it's kind of like breaking a volleyball serve or something, right? We did have the new volleyball coach for Utah throughout that first pitch, so I've got some volleyball on my mind strategies that when someone just keeps, you know, serving and serving and serving, and sometimes it's good. Hey, 2 outs. They're getting momentum going. It was a close play. Why not dispute it and challenge it and try to slow this game down a little bit?
So Amanda Hassler will get this opportunity with a couple in scoring position and 2 outs in the top of the third. Hassler was hit by a pitch, her only time up in the second. Hassler, first ball swinging, base hit left field. Godwin is in. Here's the throw to the plate. It skips away from Proctor. 2-run single, Amanda Hassler. And Oklahoma State strikes first in Salt Lake City. 3 straight 2-out hits for the Cowgirls.
And that would have been a close play, even with a perfect sweep of the tag on Proctor. But you can tell that Coach G is going all the way. Why not put it in their hands to have to make a play, a tough play? And it would have been close, but I think that tells something about how aggressive they're going to be on the bases, especially with the depth of this field.
Now Lexi McDonald takes ball 1. So Mastretti recorded the first 2 outs of the inning with ease, but has run into some 2-out trouble here. 3 straight hits, first 2 runs of the game. And it's now 1-1 on McDonald, who worked to walk her only time.
And it seems like Mastretti's even throwing harder. Sometimes those situations light a fire underneath you and you say, I've got to do it here.
Another line shot gloved by Noli, and this one ends the inning. A couple balls that were hit hard at Sion Noli, but Oklahoma State scratches across 2. Cowgirls up early.
I can't express the importance of the donations that we get towards everything in our athletic department.
Every year you see somebody's life change.
It's an incredibly rewarding experience to know that you're supported by people who see the work that you put in.
Being able to have this opportunity and play for such an amazing fan base has been a dream come true.
Yeah, it's just thinking about that gives me a little goosebumps. It's the energy that gives us the extra push.
Friday night in the Big 12. Big crowd on hand for the opener of this 3-game set. Number 21 Oklahoma State striking first with a pair of runs in the top of the third. We'll see if Utah can respond here in the home half of the inning against Ruby Malin. Chris Sylvester with Laurel Simmons, our producer tonight. Natalie Newton, director Robbie Pearson. Another 5 p.m. Mountain Time start for the middle game of the series tomorrow. And then an early brunch time start on Sunday, 11 a.m. first pitch on getaway day for the Cowgirls.
It's a new version of a doubleheader, 5 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
You get a couple in the span of 24 hours with a little bit of shut-eye in between.
I think these Utah hitters, they're probably feeling like they need to take advantage of when they see those good pitches come through, because a pitcher like Ruby's not going to give you a lot.
Base hit left field off the bat of Haley White. And it's the Utes' first hit against Ruby Malin in this game.
And I think as future hitters see that as they're coming up, they say, okay, this is what happened. I can do it. And it's a snowball of emotion that goes through the bench on these hitters.
Not easy to get it through that left side with the talented defenders Oklahoma State has in Davis and Jones. Mia Gomez with a half swing, no appeal.
Yeah, they don't seem like, to look at them, that they're taking up much space, and they're just quite a wall over there.
Gomez flared a ball that was dropped by Carly Godwin, the second baseman in the shallow outfield, her only time. The true freshman with 8 home runs and 8 strikeouts this year. It's remarkable how quickly she's been able to adjust to pitching at this level, coming from high school ball this time last year.
And her demeanor, as a few generations below me say, is just low key, calm.
Malin catches the outside corner there, 2-2.
And this is the part of Malin's game that she has dissected, painting that corner. When you see that batters are surprised and the umpires are calling it strike time and time again, then you can mix it up and kind of lure the batters to swing at something that's going to just produce an out or a little bloop or.
Here's the payoff pitch, and Gomez fouls it back to the screen.
Such a great battle. I mean, you'd think as a freshman coming in, you'd be a little more, doing things that are outside of yourself, but it seems like Gomez is staying within herself, staying focused on the plan, the game plan.
Got her swinging. Third strikeout for Ruby Malin. We mentioned how little Mia Gomez has struck out here to begin her college career. That's no easy task.
And that...
I mean, that's such a borderline pitch if you don't swing at it, right?
Yeah, you have to swing at that big time, but it's amazing how... And the balls should not be moving as well for Ruby in this high altitude. Her balls probably move a lot better at sleeve level, and so to see that drop off like that, you could see her emotion of thank you. It moved out of there to where it couldn't be touched by a very dangerous hitter, Gomez.
Well, here's Proctor, who bounced into a double play back in the first inning, cuts through that one, celebrated a birthday earlier this week and homered on her birthday Tuesday against Weber State.
Well, being a softball player, it makes you wonder how many times she's done something amazing in a game on her birthday.
Outside corner, 1-2. Did you ever get a chance to play on your birthday?
I actually did.
Do you know your career statistics?
I know I was 21 when we were at the Vegas tournament, so
I mean,
they
scheduled that for you.
I had to test out a dollar table and do a couple of games there. I don't think they have dollar anything in Vegas anymore.
Oh, I remember the old nickel and penny slots.
That might still exist. Probably not. It's a credit card slot.
Line shot up the middle. Base hit Proctor. Sent it right back where it came from.
Boy, that was a needle thread right there. Really tough to knock that one down. Not enough is said about those pitchers that stand there with no armor on, no mask, and just, I mean, they're in the middle of pitching, and then they have to react like that. And for Ruby, I'm glad that didn't get the best of her there. And when I say best of her, yes, a hit, but.
Well, the Utes are threatening here. Couple on for Danica Wilson. Trying to answer back after Oklahoma State strung together 3 consecutive 2-out hits in the top of the inning to score the first runs of the weekend. Wilson, a strikeout victim back in the first, and waves through that offering from Malin. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And you're not only adjusting to the confidence and stature of Ruby, but you're also adjusting to the speed. Of course, these kids see speed, but it's probably not as common seeing an elite pitcher like this that's done so much. And unfortunately for all the hitters out there, she's still improving and adding to her arsenal. So we've heard from numerous coaches that she has only just begun.
2-2 here on Wilson. You wonder how these young Utah hitters will fare second time through the order after seeing Malin once in the first 2 innings.
And I think you learn a lot every single at bat you can get in.
A slow bouncer to Godwin. It flips to Jones covering the bag at second, and they force out Proctor. Wilson aboard on the fielder's choice, and they're at the corners with 2 outs for the cleanup hitter, Kayla Lyon. First one's low. Kayla Lyon this year, 367 with runners in scoring position.
And she's had a lot of experience playing in a lot of different tournaments all over the place as a young player.
Base hit! Lyon comes through, and the Utes answer back. It's 2-1.
And that is the big moments that you're waiting for in this situation, the timely hitting. You need the timely hitting to come through to make a difference. Doesn't do any good to leave base runner stranded or not rise up into that position of scoring an RBI there. Great job by Lyon.
The senior third baseman's 25th RBI. Then keeps the line moving here for the shortstop, Shanti Pasi. Now, both of these offenses, per usual, looking much more comfortable second time through the order against these star pitchers tonight.
Yes, and you can see Courtney Martinez, the hitting coach, is all over them every at bat with her book. She is a widely respected coach who's actually, you know, participating in the pro league, and you know, there's a plan here with everything.
Pasi comes up empty on a big swing. It's 1-2. Utah did not have a hit against Ruby Malin through the first 2 innings. They've got 3 here in the home half of the third, and they've cut the Oklahoma State lead in half. 2-2 on Pasi.
Utah in general have been able to be pretty patient out there and just wait for that pitch. I don't think Posse's holding much back on her efforts here.
Swing and a miss. Malin gets her swinging and limits the damage in the home half of the third. But the Utes answer back. 2-1 Oklahoma State after 3.
Big O Tires has more than 460 locations nationwide. Chances are there's a location near you. Owned by someone in your neighborhood, we offer a wide range of diagnostic, repair, and routine maintenance services, backed by one of the best national service warranties, because everyone in our community deserves legendary care. Big O is the team you trust.
Hey, grab me one too.
Our word is our bond. So when we say we're on it, we're on it. Turning big dreams into bigger deeds. Doing the impossible and then doing it again. Because we live by the Cowboy Code. We stand together for what's right and for what's possible. Oklahoma State University. The code calls.
BK, ESPN is now the home of MLB.tv.
So all out-of-market games, live or on demand, plus all your favorite sports on ESPN. We need to tell the people, Carl.
We're doing it right now.
ESPN is now the home of MLB.tv. All out-of-market games, live or on demand, all in one place.
I tell you, Swoop, he's a bird of the people.
Swoop, he acted like he knew you. He came in for the selfie.
Me. He does know me.
Right around the time their awesome SID was in here, trying to go over some pronunciations.
Our friend Serge Thomas, longtime SID of Cowgirl Softball, this program that had been to 5 straight Women's College World Series before being knocked out of the Arkansas Regional early in the postseason last year. Up 2-1 after 3 innings tonight. In the opener of this series, it's Schneidmiller, Jones, Castillo, 7, 8, 9 in the batting order against Haley Mistretti, who's given up 2 runs on 5 hits through the first 3.
Seems like the game is just continuing to evolve, and those who aren't willing to evolve with it are being left behind. And for me, a lot of these coaches and colleagues of Coach G, I was coming up into the ranks as a young coach, and they're all at these massive programs now, including my former teammate Amy Hogue. And it's so fun to hear how they've had to change with the game and how much more significant the assistant coaches have become. And you know, you think about a football team, and if something's going wrong on the defense, they say go ahead and fire the defensive coordinator. Well, now we hear that in softball.
Posse charges and throws out Schneidmiller, the Oklahoma State catcher. Nice play made by Shanti for the first out here in the top of the 4th.
And I love the story of Coach Gajewski picking up his childhood friend to help him coach. They went through the junior high ranks. The camera was just on him a moment ago, but just if you can't trust your childhood friend, you know.
Easy play for Danica Wilson, gloving the fly ball off the bat of Aubrey Jones. And 2 quick outs here for Mistretti, who's trying to bounce back after giving up 2 runs in that 3rd. I mean, this is an opportunity at a shutdown inning, and to give Ruby Milan not much of an opportunity to rest up in between her innings.
Yeah, just a few pitches have been pitched, and that's really valuable as this game becomes more and more intense. There used to be a time that I could name every single person in the stands. Probably their maiden name, middle name, and you look around here and we've got a lot of fans, and there will be more tomorrow.
It's only expected to get warmer the next couple of days as Castillo takes inside. 1-1 strike on the freshman, who was retired on a comebacker to Haley Mastretti, her only time up in the second. That is just off the outside, 2-1. Oklahoma State, long road trip for the Cowgirls. They've won 5 of their last 6. They open this road trip with a midweek win at Tulsa on Wednesday. After Salt Lake City, they'll play a midweek at Wichita State and then play another road series in the Big 12 at Iowa State next weekend.
Yeah, they're not shying away on their schedule, and they continue to try new things with their lineup. And just getting those reps and those quality at bats are really valuable. Sometimes it's just so difficult to really simulate those intense pressure game situations that you see these coaches pick up not easy opponents during the week.
2-2 on Castillo. And the off-speed pitch fills the count. Tia Warsop, top of the order, on deck if Castillo can reach here with 2 outs in the Cowgirl 4th.
I like how calm Mastretti is. She's zeroed in.
Second free pass issued by Mastretti. And it will give Warsop an opportunity here with 2 outs in the 4th.
There's something going on here. Defense is calling something out. I think that anymore there's a plan for everything, and it would be a time to send this runner.
Castillo 5 for 5 in stolen bases. Mentioned Oklahoma State as a team. They do steal a lot of bags, and they don't often get caught.
You see Utah really shaded over. And from a coaching standpoint, you think, well, you know, I don't want to steal and have them be thrown out, but then sometimes it's not the worst thing in the world having that particular batter lead off in that next inning. And if they make it, even better.
That bunt goes foul. It's 1-2 on Warsop, who has gone hitless across her first 2 at-bats against Haley Mastretti tonight. Trying to work around that 2-out walk and prevent another Cowgirl 2-out rally. Two and two.
Sometimes you'll see pitchers try to get that chase pitch where there's no way they would be able to do anything with it, but Tia saw that coming.
Painful foul ball. Warsop fouled it straight into her lower leg foot area. Out number 3, apparently. Tough to tell exactly what happened there. We'll try and figure it out. Bottom of the 4th is next. 2-1, Cowgirls. and in all of college softball, has 4 strikeouts through 3 innings here in Salt Lake City tonight. Utah has collected 3 hits and tagged Malin for an earned run in the home half of the third, trailing 2-1 here. And there's where Malin ranks among the best arms in college softball, 4th in innings pitched, top 10 in strikeouts, and 8 complete games. That includes the perfect game she spun against BYU at home last Friday.
Yeah, Malin's been impressive to get to know, and again, I saw a lot of her career at Washington, and she just keeps getting better with every year. Coach G just loves how she's taking care of her body, taking care of her workouts. And if I remember right, she even had time to get engaged as well on this season. I think that might have been slipped in as well, but just you don't know how athletes are going to manage all of that, and being such an intricate part of this program, and Ruby has just risen to the occasion.
She faces Peyton Crank to open the home half of the 4th. Crank worked to walk her only time. It's the only free pass that Malin has issued in this game. Doesn't allow many base on balls, usually right around the strike zone. But she misses there. It's 2-1.
And I think she was, averages between 7 and 10 strikeouts a game. And if you take it to the internet, that's the elite pitcher category when you see that.
Close miss there, and it's 3-1 on Crank. Noli and Lee, the 2 scheduled hitters after the freshman right fielder. Full count. Malin, who pitched in all 3 games of last weekend's series at home against BYU, did not allow an earned run against the Cougars.
You wonder how that takes its toll through a whole season, or if the pitcher just gets used to it.
Peyton Crank goes down swinging. It's the 5th strikeout for Ruby Malin tonight.
And she really knew that. She seemed to know that before it even happened.
Base is empty with 1 out for Sion Noli, the Utah first baseman. With a ground ball to third, Davis, 2 outs.
She has definitely been a force tonight with every opportunity.
Now, Rosie Davis, so solid over there at third base defensively. Doesn't let a lot get by her, always on target with her throws across the diamond. And with 2 outs, Reese Lee will try and get something started for the Utes. Struck out looking her only time in the 2nd as she takes a called strike here.
And if I know anything about Reese, she'll make an adjustment after that last outing and improve upon.
Nothing in 2 on Reese Lee. And it's way upstairs.
Utah's been able to rally a little bit with 2 outs here this season, and you see them still pushing it.
Lee puts the bat on it, rolls it to Aubrey Jones, And Ruby Malin has her first 1-2-3 inning tonight. Onward to the 5th in this series opening game. Oklahoma State by a run.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Smith's. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
The official partner of getting back in the game. Whatever that looks like for you.
Our game summary through the first 4. Oklahoma State 2 runs on 5 hits. A couple of errors that have not costed the Cowgirls. Utah with a run on 3 hits. Ruby Malin with 5 strikeouts has thrown 66 pitches through 4 innings tonight. Haley Mastretti nearing 80 pitches as she embarks on her 5th inning of work. Got a little clarification as to why that 3rd out was called in the top of the 4th inning, and you can see Tia Warsop is at the dish getting set to lead off. It was Gabby Castillo who had left first base early before the Warsop foul ball.
Dead ball, and maybe it's worth the risk in that situation.
Well, you do have the top third of the order scheduled here. Warsop leading off an inning in a familiar spot. Has gone hitless in 2 at-bats, but has worked a 3-0 count here against Haley Mastretti.
That's a good idea for Mastretti to mix in those off speeds. That's what you really want in this situation, as these batters have seen you now a couple of times going on your 3rd time.
That's in there for a strike. Rosie Davis, Carly Godwin to follow. Oklahoma State, both of their runs in the top of the 3rd. Utah's lone run in the bottom half of that inning. Goose eggs on the scoreboard outside of that, as the count runs full on Warsop, 3-2.
And neither one of these head coaches want to see one line item of scoring. They want to see scoring all the time.
Warsop hits it hard off the glove of Noli, and it rolls through into right field. Leadoff base hit for Oklahoma State.
And that is a 3rd hard hit to Noli, and that just goes to show you keep hitting the ball hard, and eventually you're going to sneak one through. And that was the situation there. Noli couldn't quite knock it down on that one.
Hit number 6 for Oklahoma State. And here's Rosie Davis, who's 1 for 2. Just off the outside.
Warsop's been pretty successful at her base stealing. I think she's pretty good at it over there, so it'll be interesting to see.
8 stolen bases for Warsop. Only been caught stealing once, although We've already seen Kennedy Proctor throw out a would-be base stealer in this game.
And having that threat over there just gives the catcher something else and the defense to worry about, and sometimes it can just get you out of position just enough to cause you to miss that hit that would have been routine otherwise. So you're trying to sit on the back of two horses, so to speak, in this situation.
Another close pitch that just missed the outside. Even drew a comment from Kennedy Proctor asking Christina Drum where exactly that one missed. So 3-1 here on Davis. This is the dangerous part of the batting order for Oklahoma State. And that's popped up. Couple steps back. Peyton Crank makes the play. 1 out.
These hitters on both teams are good enough that we will see that long ball before the game's up. It's just a matter of time. And again, it's a game of momentum. It's a game of inches. It's a game of timely hitting. I heard a great coach say one time, timely hitting. And I think that's what the Cowgirls would like to see right here.
1 on, 1 out for Carly Godwin. A single her last time came in to score one of the 2 Cowgirl runs that came across on the Amanda Hassler 2-run single with 2 outs in the 3rd. Godwin fouls it back.
Good battle here.
Only 3 home runs this season for Godwin, but launched 15 as a freshman and hit 7 last year. So a plenty capable power hitter here. Slotting in 3rd for Kenny Gajewski. It knocks Mastretti's glove off, but she still recovers and records the out at first base.
Wow. That was almost in slow motion. I wonder if they're going to look at that one again. She might have held it there just enough, and it pays off that we've got a lefty pitcher here that doesn't have to turn all the way around.
All right, so we do officially have a Kenny Gajewski challenge here on the out call at first base.
In fast time, it looked like she came off, but then came back just for that second that she needed to. Now let's see what slow motion looks like.
Now this is a pivotal call because if overturned, it would put a couple on base with 1 out for Claire Tim, who doubled on a hot shot to left center fielder last time up. I think the biggest question here is, does Noli keep the foot on the bag? And it appears it doesn't really peel off the base until she gloves it from Mastretti.
It's a matter of, did it hold there for that? Doesn't have to be more than a millisecond, but did she hold the toe there at the moment that the ball was in before she came off? You have any opinions on that?
You know, my career batting average on guessing these challenged calls isn't too spicy, so I'm going to stay away. I would be surprised if it was overturned. I think it's a lot like the Utah challenge on the Tim double back in the 3rd. I just don't know if you have enough here to overturn it.
Yeah.
It didn't stand that time. They confirmed it, so they were able to see that Noli kept her cleat on the bag.
I will give it to Oklahoma State, though. It was really close, and I always wonder how much umpires love, like, coming out and announcing that their original call was
I mean, if I were an umpire, that would be my favorite part of the gig.
Oh, I'd be like, hey, I'll take this. Give me the mic. Turn the mic up a little bit. I was right.
So 2 outs. Warsop at second base. Here's Tim, who doubled and scored back in the third. Pulls back the bunt attempt, takes a called strike.
Seeing that lead off over at second, the outfielders need to really make a note of this, that we're going to see Warsop come around quick if that ball hits anywhere into the green.
Oh, we have a pinch hitter for Claire Tim. J.L. Austin, the true freshman who Kenny Gajewski is very high on. 234 hitter, 5 homers, 13 RBIs. And for whatever reason, Claire Tim not batting in this spot after a great swinger last time. And Austin goes down on 3 pitches. So the leadoff base hit, but nothing from there for Oklahoma State. We move to the bottom of the 5th at Dumke Family Softball Stadium. Still a 1-run lead for the Cowgirls there in the series opener. The softball season in full swing. The Baylor Bears off to their best start in conference play in almost a decade. 5-1 through their first 6. The great Nigeri Kennedy continues to make history. 3 career no-hitters in 2 seasons at Texas Tech. And how about some bragging rights in the old Territorial Cup rivalry? Arizona State put 16 on Arizona. It was the most runs scored by the Sun Devils against the rival Wildcats since the early 1970s.
There's a lot of history between those 2 teams.
And both of them are contenders this year in the Big 12.
And a good, healthy rivalry goes a long ways in sport. It's a lot of fun.
Sure does. Well, here's Haley White trying to spark something with the Utes down a run at home in the bottom of the 5th. White singled and started that rally that led to the Utes' only run of the game back in the bottom of the 3rd. And there's a reason Amy Hogue has a .370 hitter batting in this spot. She's kind of like a second leadoff hitter for the club.
Yeah, big time. There's no such thing as just, you know, your batting order falling off. It just doesn't fall off anymore. You know, I remember struggling a little bit in certain positions and being moved, quote unquote, down, so maybe the pitchers would be nicer to me. But I don't think anybody's being nice to anybody anymore.
You've been very nice to me. This is our 4th game together.
Yeah, and I don't know.
That's got to count for something. I think you gave me some chocolate coconut almonds last time, so I probably owe you a nice California bottle of wine.
What was that a body double that I saw in March Madness basketball last night? Is that your twin brother that was there last night?
It's a cousin that has a lot of the same genetics.
Well, he copies you really well, and now now you're here.
I know.
I guess if you're in California, it's an easy flight.
It is. It was a smooth ride over. Leadoff walk here for Haley White, so it's the second time she has reached base to begin an inning. And, well, this is the opportunity the Utes have been looking for. Top of the order coming up. Mia Gomez getting set to face Ruby Malin for a third time, but not before a visit from Carrie Eberly Parker, the Oklahoma State pitching coach, who both times after Ruby Malin has issued walks has paid a visit to the pitcher, which tells you that something looks off in the mechanics when she's not filling up the strike zone, because it's so rare for her to issue free passes.
Well, and I think that's where she might not come out for someone else, but she knows their cadence, and I can tell you that Coach Hogue right now is looking at this inning like, of course, you never want it to be your last chance, but you want to treat it as if this is the last inning, that you have a shot, and every single thing you can solitary do, get this game tied up.
So here's Gomez. Reached on an error in the first, struck out her last time in the third. The freshman phenom, who has really pieced things together nicely for Utah after a slow start to the season for the Utes. Belted to left, way back there, and caught by Warsop on the warning track, and now White has to retreat all the way back to first base. She was getting ready to round second on a ball that was absolutely crushed off the bat of Gomez, but this ballpark held it.
Which, that's more of a California ball where you think it's out a mile away and then it just holds into the field. What a great play out there, though. I mean, I think all the fans thought it was out too, and so did the runner. She wasn't going to get too far on the tag, but probably getting to that second base would have been nice in that, but really did seem out.
Boy, for a left-hand hitter to go out here the opposite way, you just don't see it a whole lot.
No, and that just goes to show you have to wait longer, and you know, sometimes you just can't wait, and you try to pull those to the side of the field that you like, and they don't do anything. So actually, the more patient hitter waits for that ball to get more deep in the zone, and then they go with it. It's always been something I personally could never do very well.
Now Kennedy Proctor into shallow left field. Warsop coming on, makes another running catch. We talked about this spacious outfield in Salt Lake City, and right now, Tia Warsop is covering a ton of ground in left.
Tia is having an absolutely good time. I need to look into if she was running any track in high school or anything else. She's probably actually enjoying the outfield right now, running around and making such a difference right now in this situation. To save that ball from hitting the top of the fence, coming in, cutting that off, making it look easy. There's a lot of left fielders that would have made that catch look really hard.
First ball swinging. It ricochets off of Malin into right field. Being waved home is White. Throw to the plate. She's out. Oh, they took a gamble and sent Haley White, and the inning is over. So Wilson, the base hit.
I think what we're going to see here is she's asking, what about the obstruction of blocking home base? You no longer can do that like you used to in my day, and you know the cadence of your field, even though they ran that down well, and she's saying, hey, she was blocking her out. I just think that
I think Amy Hogue is going to ask for this to be reviewed.
The rules are different now with where that catcher can be, and you really, even if you're making a play on the ball, you can't block the plate. I do want to give a shout out to the great Deb DeMeglio sitting down in California right now. She used to just block people out. It would look like they're going to be safe by a mile, and she'd just block them out and tag them out. But that's not legal anymore. And it'll be really, really interesting to to see what they say about this, because it's no question of was she out? Yeah, of course she was tagged out, but
is there a path for Haley
Yeah.
White to touch home plate?
yeah, you can't be expected to go 3 feet outside of the batter's lane and go back and touch it. You're supposed to be given a path. That has changed. It was really controversial. There was a few calls at the World Series when it first came out that, you know, it got a lot of publicity, this particular call. So it's not something that no one knows about or you rarely see. It's something that's being challenged.
Here's the NCAA official language on the obstruction base running. Blocks any part of the leading edge of first, second, or third or home plate. Blocks the runner from advancing. And a player will not be called for obstruction if they're in possession of the ball or if they are making a legitimate reaction to the trajectory of the ball after it's thrown. All that to say,
yeah,
who knows what's going to come of this review, because I think you could make an argument on both sides, right?
I do too, because you saw they say to as the ball's coming towards your glove, they say to be moving your glove to the tag. You don't catch it and then sell the tag. You're moving the ball towards the play. But was that back foot of the catcher blocking her out prior to that? It's going to be, I'm glad that they're the pros.
So they confirm no obstruction, and the inning now officially in the books. So Utah threatened to tie it. They sent Haley White, but she was thrown out at home plate. And we move along here in Salt Lake. On to the 6th inning tonight in Salt Lake City. As expected, a pitcher's duel. Ruby Malin for the Cowgirls, Haley Mastretti for the Utes. All the runs in this game coming in the third. And there's the line for Mastretti, 6 hits, 2 runs.
Anyone who is a softball enthusiast is enjoying this game. I mean, all you can ask for as a fan is 2 teams battling, couple of challenge calls, win some, you lose some, and I probably would have sent that runner myself too. So can't ever apologize for being aggressive.
Big cut and a miss from Amanda Hassler, who knocked in both Cowgirl runs with a single against Mastretti back in the third.
And as I dug into the statistics, she's no stranger to hitting runs in. She has been able to, it's one thing to be a great hitter, but it's another to just get into those situations where you can score runs.
And that 2-run single, her last time, extended her hitting streak to 6 games. Her second year at Oklahoma State after 2 years at NC State. First team All Big 12, her first year with the Cowgirls in 2025. Hit a home run last time Wednesday at Tulsa. Has 47 home runs across 4 college softball seasons. And launches that one to left, but the ballpark will hold it into the glove of Reese Lee for the first out. One away, Lexi McDonald due up next. McDonald has walked and lined out. One of those hot shots snared by Sion Noli at first base in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, they may change the definition of hot corner to the other side of the infield.
I know. I know that the Cowgirls have some right-handed hitters, but it does seem like there's a lot of lefties in there, and they are giving Noli over there a clinic on reactions, and you just don't see the ball go that hard over on that side. It's more of a spinning side.
Two and one here on McDonald. Primarily has played the outfield for Oklahoma State, but getting the nod at first base tonight.
And I think if I understand right, she has played first base. It's not like it's a new position to her. Like a lot of these collegiate players, they've played different positions, maybe in their younger years. Kind of like all of them were probably the pitchers on their 8-year-old team.
I think we all gave it a whirl on the pitching slab at one point or another. 2 gone for Audrey Schneidmiller, who singled back in the second, 1 for 2 in the game. As Mastretti gets close to the century mark in the pitch count column tonight. Next one will be her 99th.
Yeah, Proctor's kind of in constant communication with the umpire, trying to fight for Mastretti, even a centimeter.
Two and one here on Schneidmiller, a fifth-year senior who's having a career year at the plate. Three and one.
Mastretti's not giving her much. You know, sometimes you're trying to keep it away from them, and it slips out of the zone. And for some of these hitters, a walk isn't the worst thing in the world for what they've been able to do.
That's ball 4. Schneidmiller reaches base for a second time. Just showed you Shelby Jones getting loose in the home bullpen. Schneidmiller will be replaced by a pinch runner here. Kenny Gajewski alerting the umpiring crew.
And Coach Golan over with the pitchers at Utah. Amy's been so impressed with what he's been able to bring out of his pitchers. She wasn't sure how the pitchers would respond to some of the accountability and hey, we're ahead, but we talked about pitching it here and you didn't, and they've responded really well. And from an onlooker, they've been a great team and complemented each other a lot. But it's hard sometimes to simulate these full games. These pitchers don't always practice the full games until they're in the full games, and they try to simulate as much as they can, but sometimes they get a little tired, and that's where the pitching coach starts saying, hey, you know, we might need to be warming up a couple of pitchers in the bullpen and make sure we're ready.
Libby J. Cuse is the pinch runner over at first base as Jones takes ball 2. Pair of flyouts for Aubrey Jones, the freshman shortstop in this game. Mastretti trying to keep the Utes within a run. 2-1. Ruby Malin has given up 4 hits, but just 1 run tonight. The Utes have a couple more cracks at the Cowgirl ace, and they'd like to stay at this 2-1 deficit.
And it can get in your head a little bit sometimes when those pitchers become such big names, and I think Utah's doing a good job keeping their emotions in check and pushing to get that run that they so desperately need. And number 7 here, Jones, looks like she's hungry for an RBI.
2-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. And Mastretti, over 100 pitches, still has enough in the tank to register her 3rd strikeout tonight. Still 2-1 here. The Utes are hoping for a late inning rally at home. Bottom of the 6th is next. As good as advertised through first 5 innings. Just 4 hits, 1 run allowed, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts for the Oklahoma State ace. Utah will send up the middle of the batting order here in the home half of the 6th, trying to rally in this series opener. Kayla Lyon, Shanti Posse, Peyton Crank due up. They will all see Ruby Malin for a 3rd time in this game. Quite a few defensive changes for Oklahoma State as this game has moved into the late innings. Castillo moves from center to right field. Claire Tim out of the game. We saw her pinch hit for earlier by the freshman Austin, who takes over in center field. Aubrey Jones' older sister takes over at second base. Jaden Jones and Godwin back in her natural first base position.
Now, is that fair to have sisters in the middle? They can probably read each other's minds.
The communication won't be an issue on any ball hit to the middle of the infield with these two.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun to see them so close in age.
2-1 here on Kayla Lyon, who knocked in the Utes' only run on an RBI single back in the 3rd. Into left center field. A leadoff base hit in the 6th.
Really good job, even though that kind of rung on her hands a little bit. It was effective because the outfielders have to choose. They're either going to be deep, they're going to come in, or they're going to shift. And in that case, there's just no way you can do anything but run that ball down.
Amy Hogue will summon a pinch runner for Kayla Lyon. Kate Blunt, the senior, will take over at first base as a pinch runner after Kayla Lyon's second hit against Ruby Malin. Get a little more speed out there and maybe try and manufacture the tying run here in the bottom of the 6th.
It's so fun to see players like this come out. I mean, Kate's no stranger to this game and very experienced, and it's nice to have someone that's had that much experience coming out in this very important situation.
First one's high to Shanti Pasi, who's gone hitless in 2 at-bats. Ball 2.
And again, everything should feel different in the mountains here. High altitude.
Air is a little cooler at night.
A little cooler.
A little thinner, is that fair to say?
Thinner, little dry heat. Ball moves differently. When it's hit, it can just launch in the jet stream.
Taking all the way, Posse looks at a called strike. So Malin climbing in the pitch count. 85 now for the senior.
And that's got to be in the game plan for Utah, is to have Malin pitch as many pitches as possible.
Not close. And the Utes have put a couple on with nobody out here in the 6th.
Yeah, it's just they're trying to guard this, tying it up for their life here, Utah, and it'll be interesting to see what Coach Hogue decides in this situation. You know, manufacturing the run, moving the runners over, or letting Crank unleash like she can. This is where I'm glad I'm not having to make the important decisions, but
you could just talk about them.
With no outs, you want to.
Crank gets the bunt down. No play at third, the only play to first. Godwin had looked over there. And with Jones covering the bag, the out recorded, but a successful sacrifice dropped down by the freshman Peyton Crank. And Utah has put a couple in scoring position for Sion Noli.
Excellent play to get that out on the defense, but these elite teams, they get the lead runner constantly. And so for Kate Blunt to put that in question, to not go to third, really just kind of saved the day for Utah to have that runner standing there like they wanted to. They want these runners in scoring position.
Well, Oklahoma State has drawn the infield in, trying to cut down the possible tying run at the plate. And here's Noli, who's 0 for 2, did reach on an error back in the 2nd as Malin fires in a first pitch strike.
Well, and this is where that golf practice would come in handy, just to sacrifice fly. Even a short one scores Blunt here in this situation with her wheels.
0-2 on Noli. Trying to hang in there and at the very least tie this game for the Utes. Bounce to second. Jones coming home. Blunt cutting a run down. And Malin applies the tag.
You know, you have to remember how close that defense is. I mean, they've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 eyes looking right at you in that situation. And that's unfortunate for Utah there, but great heads-up play to see that she was going. Smart by Posse to be standing at third.
Posse gets to third, and Noli advances to second while Blunt was caught in that rundown. And with Reese Lee scheduled, Amy Hogue is going to go to her bench. And we've talked often in this game about the timely hits.
The timely hits.
Utah
and
needs one here.
You always feel for these batters that are put in this situation, but we saw time and time again last year players coming in and really performing. And both teams have been quite aggressive. They haven't been holding anything back.
Anna Reimers is into the game for Sion Noli to pinch run at second, representing the possible go-ahead run here in the home half of the sixth. And Brooke Tacky, the freshman, will pinch hit. First one's low and in. Tacky this season 0 for 10. This is quite the spot.
Yeah, there's always something that some kind of pulse that's happening at the time that coaches feel like against this kind of pitcher that she is their best shot right now with what's out there. And she's not, Coach Martinez isn't leaving anything to imagination. She's right in her ear in this situation, and just a very systematic coach on the hitting, and every single thing is thought out that these batters do.
Carrie Everly Parker, the pitching coach, with a brief conversation. Ruby Malin, she's been in so many of these high leverage spots in her college career. 2 years at Washington, her second year at Oklahoma State. And here in this series opening game,
it's just you and the catcher working hard for you, and it's so nice to come back ahead, or at least even.
What a time this would be for Tacky to pick up her first collegiate hit. Puts the bat on it, fouls it back 1-2. Utes got the first two on in this inning. Peyton Crank sacrificed them over to second and third before Sion Noli hit into a fielder's choice. Now second and third with 2 outs. 1-2 on Tacky as Ruby Malin tries to escape trouble in the sixth.
They wanted that one.
She sure did. Didn't get the call on a close pitch. 2-2. Tacky sees one that close again, probably has to pull the trigger.
Yes, absolutely.
Able to get a piece of it again.
Really good battle here. And, you know, the runners, I talk about this a lot, but with 2 outs, sometimes it's a huge disadvantage to the defense because that runner at second is just going to go all the way. And so if you see that little bloop behind second or what have you, they would never go if it was less than 2. They would freeze, but you wonder if we've got something that can. You wonder if she's got something in her that was shown in the practice where they were specifically dialing down how they were going to stay in this game with such an elite pitcher.
96th pitch on the way from Malin, and it's fouled back again. Tacky putting together a good battle here.
Good battle, Utah player, homegrown, just right down the road, and this is a big moment for her.
The 2-2, tapped foul again. Tacky hanging in there with 2 strikes. Not making it easy for Malin to get out of this sixth.
I think the longer you can extend this as the hitter, the better the shot you have. It turns into a little bit of the fair ball game. You definitely don't want to be just looking when you've got runners on and all the stakes being so high.
Full count. Haley White would be next. The next one will be Malin's 99th of the game. Bounce to third. Davis has it. On the money. And a great effort from Tacky. She put the ball in play, but nothing comes of the threat for the Utes. We're off to the 7th in Salt Lake. Still 2-1 Cowgirls. Just 2 runs allowed against Oklahoma State tonight in the opener of this 3-game Big 12 series. And in a lot of ways, she has matched Ruby Malin pitch for pitch in this game.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to see totally different ways of going about things, and it's been nice to see this little bit of pitcher's duel here. These aren't the kind of scores that we see anymore. These are big hitting teams, and they're high stakes. It's your home field. You're trying to defend it, and Oklahoma State's wanting to make a statement in their first conference swing to Utah.
First ever games in the history of Cowgirl softball here in Salt Lake City against the Utes. Bunt down, and Proctor picks it up in foul territory. It's strike 2 on Gabby Castillo, who's set to be followed by Tia Warsop and Rosie Davis. 9-1-2 for Oklahoma State here in the top of the 7th. That's the same part of the order that's scheduled for Utah in the bottom half of the inning. Castillo didn't offer at that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cowgirls swept Utah late in the regular season last year in Stillwater. Of course, Utah, one of the more improved teams in the country when you look at records from last season to this season. In fact, the Utes right now already have 12 more wins than they had all of last year in what was very much a rebuilding season for Amy Hogue. The Utes first in the Big 12, got comfortable with the opponents in the conference, and now ready to let it rip. 4-2 through their first 6. Soft line drive, gloved over at third base by Lyon. And it's the first out of the 7th.
A lot of tough losses for Utah last year. A lot of close losses, a lot of base runners left on. And, you know, you really saw a lot of their character with the new climate of the NIL and everything else. You just wondered what was going to happen. A lot of those kids came back and said, we can do better. And it's been fun to see them have success and come together.
Amy Hogue still talks about the importance of high school recruiting and developing players. And on so many portions of this season so far, Utah has been carried by freshmen or returners from that team that struggled a year ago. 1 ball, 1 strike on Tia Warsop, who's 1 for 3. Utes trying to hang in there and give themselves a chance against Ruby Malin come the bottom of the 7th.
And when you put those freshmen in the lineup and they become different makers, there's nothing better.
Good off-speed pitch. Warsop swung right over the top of it. 1-2.
And this is where you want to bring out as many bags of tricks as you have, you know. It's likely Mastretti will see these hitters again before the weekend's up, but you want to treat it like it's your last shot at them.
Two and two. Fouled back. Warsop was born in England, moved to Texas as a young child, went to high school in Dallas, has some international experience, has logged some time on the Great Britain national team. Kenny Gajewski has talked about how much that's benefited her during the college season, as she socks that one to right center field, but it hangs up for Danica Wilson, the freshman center fielder, with a nice running grab for the 2nd out.
Another freshman that just makes an impact. That's such an anchor position in the outfield of leadership. Center field has priority. Center field communicates the very most of anyone out there, and she got a great jump on it and ran it down, no problem.
So 2 down in the inning. And here's Rosie Davis, who's 1 for 3, singled way back in the 1st. Hits it hard. Posse knocks it down in time. Nice play. Shanti Posse stayed with it. And it's a 1-2-3, top of the 7th for Haley Mastretti. Haley White, Mia Gomez, Kennedy Proctor coming up. Last chance for the Utes. 1 to tie, 2 to win. Half of the 7th, high leverage here in the opener of this Big 12 series. Number 21 Oklahoma State 2-1 over the Utah Utes, who will send up 3 of their best hitters. Haley White, Mia Gomez, Kennedy Proctor, against a Big 12 Pitcher of the Year candidate in Ruby Malin. who in a lot of ways has dazzled in this game. 6 innings, just 1 run allowed, 5 strikeouts. The Utes have had their opportunities. They've left 7 on base and trying to rally here down to their final 3 outs.
This is exactly what you want in this situation.
Haley White has been on twice, a single and a walk, as she takes ball 1.
And this is a time for Utah hitters to not be so over anxious and really make Ruby throw the pitches. And on the flip side of it, she's going to want to go right after them. And
1-1 on Haley White.
And Malin earns a lot of those strikes. People tip them off and bloop them and swing and miss them, and she's still having to throw those pitches.
White, a team captain. 4th-year Ute. Fouls it away. It's 1-2.
Very high IQ of the game, Haley White. Utah's better out there on defense with her on the field.
Need some more softballs here, apparently.
Yeah, they get a feel for what they want, and if there's just a slight imperfection that they don't like, they can ask for a change.
That bounces up there. So much for the new balls being better than...
Well, and sometimes they're a little too new and too good. Most pitchers work the ball in, throw it in the dirt, scrape it on the dirt, you know.
In the air to right field. It's hanging up for Castillo, and the freshman squeezes the first out of the 7th.
Just takes 1 in this situation, and 2 outs for the Cowgirls to go here, which would be huge to take away this first game from the home team, Utah. But we have learned that just 1 swing of the bat, especially by Gomez, can score a run.
She absolutely crushed it the last time she was up there to the warning track the opposite way, and Tia Warsop was able to catch it. 8 home runs. She leads the team. One and 1 on Gomez. Proctor's on deck.
She might be coming in on her hands because of how she did go with the ball on the last one. So hopefully Gomez is coiling a little early on those inside pitches if she gets another one. Off speed, seemed a little low for her. She's asking about it.
Well, it's hard to argue against Mia Gomez, who has walked 3 more times than she's struck out, and she's a hitting savant up there.
Yeah.
Line shot into right center field. Gomez has the new on-base streak record at the University of Utah.
Outstanding for Gomez as a freshman. Really impressive for her to break that record this early in the season.
Siani Sakai will check in and pinch run for Gomez.
She just got all of that.
So 1 on 1 out. Proctor, who celebrated her birthday earlier this week and celebrated in style with a home run. Can send the home fans happy here if she can get a hold of one against Ruby Malin. She takes strike one on a pitch she wasn't a big fan of. 1 for 3 in this game. She singled back in the third.
And again, Malin's going to do everything she can to get ahead early. And so sometimes those early pitches are the ones that are the best that you'll see.
1 ball, 1 strike here on Proctor, who was a freshman All-American last season.
She was another one of those freshmen last year that didn't know what she didn't know. She was just doing so many upperclassman-esque things. As such a young player, sometimes it's just good to not know how well you're doing.
A ball and 2 strikes. Malin throws, and Proctor just got a piece of it. You have to be in protect mode with 2 strikes against Ruby Malin. She has so many different options in her arsenal.
Yeah, and you really have to, as the hitter, just take this one pitch at a time, not get ahead of yourself, and stay within yourself. Proctor is one of the most balanced hitters out there, and she just needs to stay within herself in this situation. She's got a very good eye.
Utah so eager. They're trying to get their best view at this big time at bat. They were told to get back in the dugout there by the home plate umpire, Christina Drum. 2-2. Swing and a bouncing ball to third. It's fair. Davis across, and in time to get Proctor. Sakai moves into scoring position, but now the Utes down to their final out, and it'll be Danica Wilson who singled her last time up.
And she's another freshman that's playing pretty big right now. I've mentioned a lot on the air, you know, a hitter that you know, looks like what she looks like, fast, this. I thought she'd just have a bunch of little game in her arsenal, but she has a big game.
Called strike.
And again, those opportunities are going to come early.
Outstanding pitching on display tonight. Wilson takes wide. 1 ball, 1 strike. A .344 hitter this year with runners in scoring position. Trying to find some of that spacious outfield grass here at Dumpke Family Softball Stadium. The 1-1 from Ruby Malin. And Wilson takes high, 2-1.
Really great at bat here. They just have such a better eye in this environment, in this day and age, as I like to say.
Ball 3. Kayla Lyon would be next. She has 2 hits against Ruby Malin tonight, including the only RBI for the Utes. Pick your poison here. A hitter-friendly 3-1 count for Danica Wilson. And it's ball 4.
Excellent at bat, excellent eye. That is so hard to stay off those things. Utah's playing to win here and not playing to not lose. You know, sometimes you just see those hitters like, well, I don't want to strike out, and not really realizing that they need a little more than a dribbler in this situation.
And out comes Carrie Eberly Parker again to have a pivotal conversation with the battery of Malin and Schneidmiller. The Oklahoma State ace at 120 pitches, trying to dig deep and record that 21st and potential final out here in the bottom of the 7th. The Utes have had traffic on the bases a good chunk of the night. They've left 7. Just 3 for 14 with runners on base. But all of that can be forgotten here with one big swing from Kayla Lyon, who's 2 for 3 against Ruby Malin. Two seniors squaring off under the Big 12 spotlight tonight.
Utah seems really loose in this situation. I mean, the pressure's really on them right now, and they do seem like they're keeping it loose right now, which I think is good for them.
Upstairs.
And they're all making a note that Danica just walked, and so why help Ruby in this situation? Well,
off-speed pitch, and it froze Lyon. 1-1. She is so comfortable throwing that pitch in any count, any situation.
She really is. This is what they mean when they say she's really honed things in and gotten to the next level, really.
Utes down to their final strike with 2 on and 2 out in the 7th. Malin trying to make one more big pitch. And it's 2-2.
And that's that chase pitch that a lot of people probably do go for, just stressed out situation. Good eye by Lyon.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. A complete game. Ruby Malin lifts Oklahoma State to a series opening victory in Salt Lake City over Utah. It came down to the final pitch.
Yeah, and that rise ball was just beautiful. It looks so big when you're up there, and you know, when you watch on the replay, it just kind of jumps up right around the time that you're trying to give that great swing.
9th complete game turned in by Ruby Malin, and Oklahoma State with back-to-back wins to open up this lengthy road trip. Utes still have a chance to win this series, but they'll have to take the next 2. We'll do it again tomorrow at 5 o'clock Mountain Time here on ESPN Plus, as Oklahoma State takes the opener of the series behind another dazzling effort from their ace, Ruby Malin.
Yeah, really excellent job all the way by Ruby. She really stuck with it when things weren't going her way. She just battled, and really impressive how she finished that off.
So for the Utah legend, Laurel Simmons, I'm Chris Sylvester. Special thanks to our producer, Natalie Newton, director Robbie Pearson tonight. Oklahoma State holds on 2-1 to take the opener over the Utes.